If I ever said I hated summer, I hate summer. Turn this air conditioning down. Not a bad day cutting. I mean, all things considered, as hot as it is, just me out here. It's a little slower going. It's, you know, Dad, he's not working in this hot weather, which I can't say as I blame him. If I didn't have to, I wouldn't be working in it either. But I have to. The job's turning out to be a little better than I thought. There's a few more trees than I thought there was on this job. I don't think I'll get it wrapped up tomorrow. I think it's supposed to be up in the 90s tomorrow, the low 90s. Of course, it's reading 93 right now on my truck, so maybe the temperature won't be any different. But we won't get it wrapped up tomorrow, but we'll get close. We will get close tomorrow unless I find a gaggle of more trees, which that's a possibility because I've already cut more than I thought there would be on the whole job. So, it's, like I said, it's turned out to be a good job. It's putting us a little behind on our schedule. I'd planned on being down in Carthage, Missouri, starting tomorrow, but that's not going to work. That's just the way it goes. Summertime logging's hard. I mean, it's tough. It's tough. The heat plays a big factor. Just the vegetation, the ticks, mosquitoes, the horse flies, just everything down there is out to get you in those creek bottoms. It's rough cutting right now, and the heat does not help. Of course, I sound about half hoarse, and it's not because I've been yelling. It's just been a long day. Put about 8 hours in over here in the timber, and I wanted to put in a few more, but I ran out of water, and my body's starting to kind of cramp up now, so I figured I better head in. Guys, thanks a lot for hanging out with us. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Come back tomorrow and watch us do some more stuff. Appreciate it so much. Talk to you later. I'm cheating. I've got my saw in the bucket of the skid steer, and I'm going to take the skid steer down here, and I'm going to cut trees out of the skid steer. Now, not to be confused, I'm not going to drag logs with the skid steer, but rather than ride on the skidder, I'm going to take the skid steer down here, and I've already got the air on. It's nice and cool, which I'm already sweating like a pig. Got my water down here in the floorboard. We're going to get some of these trees cut. Then later on, we get a bunch up on the ground, we'll drag them out the skidder. Now this way, I can cut a while, and if I get hot, I can get back in the skid steer, kind of cool down, work out pretty good. That's what I did last week when it was so hot. We're going to try it again down here. I've already battling horse flies this morning. I got the ever-living hell bit out of me first thing this morning. My arm, like a chunk of skin missing. Like those little, see, they're hovering around right here, man. They're already swarming the cab of the skid steer. They know I'm in here. They're hungry. They're wanting a meal. We got some pretty good trees to cut right up here. I planned on trying to get them down last night, but it didn't. So today, hopefully we can get all this bottom finished down here. We got a pretty good cluster of them back up the hill here. Got some pretty good trees, but right in this area, there's some really good trees up here. When I looked at these, I didn't think they were as big as what they were, and I didn't think there was many of them. Turned out there's actually been quite a few trees right here in this area. So we'll open the door to the world here and grab a saw and I guess tear into it. This is the only way to cruise around the timber right here in the air conditioning. Of course, the creek. Clear Creek's pretty big right down here. Pretty good size. A lot of water in Clear Creek right here. A lot of fish in Clear Creek. Especially getting to be that time of the year where if a guy knew where there was a box or a barrel of fish habitat, if a guy knew about something like that, not saying that he does, but if he did, he could probably see a fish, or there might be a fish in said habitat or box or barrel. It's getting to be that time of year. But I can't remember for the life of me what was down here in this lower part. So I come down here and I got the saw in the bucket. We've cut and drug about 22 this morning is what I've got out. It's brutal. I think I've drank 4 quarts of water I've got my last bottle of water here in the skid steer with me. I don't think there's going to be much down in here. I don't remember seeing much. I remember seeing a few, but I wanted to come down here and see where they were and get them on the ground, get them cut. They're calling for some showers later this afternoon. Who knows if we'll get them or not. It really wouldn't bother me if it, oh boy, it really wouldn't bother me if it did rain a little bit. Now tomorrow it's supposed to be back in the real hot, nasty weather. Lower 90s tomorrow. I think it's just in the upper 80s today, and as crazy as it sounds, there is a huge difference in like 89 and 90. It seems like when it could be 88 or 89 degrees and you know it's hot, but it's still bearable. But once it gets in the 90s, it's horrible. Of course, working down here on this creek, it's muggy. No breeze blowing in this timber. You know, I hit that thing a minute ago, and I hit it again just then. Yeah, no breeze down here. Just, I like working on the creeks, but for summertime logging, it's awful. It is awful. Kick it in high gear here. I didn't see much down here as far as walnut went, and that's all we're cutting off this job. This is just a piece of recreational ground, like 170, 180 acres, and all it's used for is hunting. So like the fruit-bearing trees, like the bur oak, the hickory, the pecan, they're not to be cut. There's really not a lot of ash or maple. There's some hackberry, but he doesn't want to ransack the place, and I can't blame him a bit. It's a nice place. Just thinning the walnut, you can't hardly tell we've been here. Of course, the one area we cut quite a few, but just like down in here, there's only going to be a couple. Is that one? Negative, that is not. This just makes things in the hot weather. It makes it nice. I can hunt these trees down, cut one or two, hunt down a couple more because they're so spread out along the creek here. Let's see if there's anything up here. Sometimes it's hard for me to tell. My eyes ain't the best anyway. So sometimes I really got to get out and look hard at them. I'll be fishing today. Other than I really don't fish anymore. Good place to catch an otter. Water's rippling down there. Water's rippling. Some good river bottom timber. It's some good size hackberry. Good bur oak there, real good bur oak. He asked me about cutting the bur oak, but I advised against it. It's not that I don't want to cut it, but for what he's looking to do long term, I just advised him cutting the bur oak. It's like I said, it's really just a hunting haven. But he's got some pretty good bur oak. All the good timber's been cut off of it. Like I said, I'm not so sure Dad ain't the one that cut it however many years ago, 20 plus. I was kind of giving him, trying to explain to him where I was working at. And he's cut a bunch of timber up in here. All right. I'll walk out in here. I don't see anything. We'll check it out. Last drag of the day right there. Been here 8 hours. I think that's enough. I'd like to keep going. My mind's saying keep going. But my body's starting to cramp up. of water. Pretty good pile of logs though. Pretty good pile of logs. Let's take a count. Little thing cut a little bad. It'll butt off though. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45. 45 logs. Trees, logs, whatever you want to call it. I know I won't finish tomorrow. I wish I could, but I know I won't. What a bad little pile of logs.